Thank you, colleagues. The Minority Report repeals the statutory changes made by Senate Bill 554 in 2021, which include statutes relating to the possession of firearms in certain public buildings and airports. It also then, reverses something that happened over the possession of drugs. Over the time that we have considered drug possession in this chamber, a few years ago, the governor, then Speaker of the House, carried a bill on the floor that decriminalized from a felony possession to a misdemeanor possession of certain drugs. In that, we created the decriminalization loophole, which was now what used to be a felony possession of a drug, certain behavior, of course, that we would not condone and support, that would disallow you to own a firearm. Now we allowed you to have a firearm. Same possession of the same drug, bad behavior, leaving you not in your right mind, but in the position now to own a firearm simply because we here in the legislature changed that law. So this would disqualify you for certain drug offenses from being able to own a firearm. It would also create a process for which you, when you are going through rehabilitation, for you to voluntarily, mandatorily surrender that firearm for the period for which you voluntarily put yourself through the drug treatment, at which time that you are completed successfully, your firearm possession rights could be restored. So this bill takes what is a serious problem and reverses it. It also takes a serious problem, not just with respect to that drug possession, but with respect to the patchwork of jurisdictions throughout the state of Oregon in which you previously had the right to own and carry a firearm, legally possess a firearm, and restores it back to your ability to have that constitutional right free and clear, regardless of where you might be and which building you might be in. Interestingly, if you look back at the conversation over 554, there's a vote explanation I'd like to read to you. Our Oregon and U.S. constitutions are the foundation for the statutory frameworks we build to fulfill our duties as stewards of the public trust. Administrative rules are then fashioned onto statutes to provide agencies with the necessary details to implement policies. The Oregon Constitution clearly outlines a specific individual right to bear arms for self-defense, separate and distinct from traditional militia associations. It states, Article 1, Section 27, right to bear arms, military subordinate to civil power. The people shall have the right to bear arms for the defense of themselves and the state, but the military should be kept in strict subordination of the civil power. Senate Bill 554 fails the reasonableness test. As drafted, it effectively prohibits a reasonable expectation and/or opportunity for self-defense from use of a firearm for citizens holding a concealed handgun license, a license that requires both a demonstration of legitimate possession ownership above the standard for citizens without a CHL and a demonstrated knowledge mastery of a firearm. As drafted, Senate Bill 554B now denies the exercise of the right of citizens writ large when inside buildings identified through the statutory authorities outlined in the measure's language. The Minority Report is put forward because we agree with Representative Paul Evans, State Representative, Oregon House District, that what we're doing here is an infringement upon a right. Expanding that infringement is the wrong direction. And so we put forward these two considerations for you. One, allowing law-abiding citizens to exercise their clearly expressed constitutional right. And two, to remove the hazard of known drug users, possessors, from having a firearm in their possession while not in their right state of mind. Colleagues, I urge you to consider this Minority Report on Senate Bill 243B.